Abe, it's your 20th season being head coach at any school. How are you feeling just heading into,
Well, now that you say that, I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited it's here at Georgia, and this has always been my dream job, and obviously I played here, so just super excited.
And then, so I see you had 4 ESPN 100s.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Trinity was from Orlando. Were you following her back when you were at Central Florida? Yeah. She followed you here?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember she was in 8th grade, and I went and saw, actually my daughter played, and they were playing against each other. And she was an 8th grader and killed us. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this kid? So we recruited her really hard and got really close with her family. And obviously we were trying to get her to UCF, and when we got this job, we begged and pleaded with her mom and dad to have her come here.
What about the twins? I know they flipped for Michigan State last year, and they are down here now.
Yeah, they're great, by the way. They are, I think it's our, 3rd set of twins? 4th set of twins? Fourth set of twins here. And they, to me, they are dogs. Like, they play super hard. I don't know what it is about twins. I know all the twins that played here, but they play super hard. They're super talented. We got really blessed and lucky that they decommitted to Michigan State when that coach left, and I knew one of the assistant coaches at Michigan State. Her name was Kristen Haney, and I coached her, and I was just sitting watching a different game, and I was like, who are those twins? And she's like, Abe, you should recruit them. And I'm like, I thought they were going to Michigan State. She said, no, they decommitted. She said, they're your type of players. And so ring, got on the phone, talked to her family. I mean, they are family academics basketball. They're amazing kids.
And speaking of your daughter, I know she was kind of healing at the end of last season. Is she full ready to hit the court this year?
Yep, full ready and locked and loaded to shoot.
I know you said you were excited to see her and Damari play together on the court. How are Asia and Damari doing as your 2 returning starters?
Great. I mean, obviously this year is a completely different team. I think our culture's in. Kind of like our first year, it was kind of our culture team coming in, and so now, I mean, our energy is amazing. Everybody's playing really hard. I think Damari and Asia have obviously the most playing experience. Asia looks amazing. She's strong, she's healthy, she's fast, she's aggressive, she's ready to have a great senior season, and same with Damari. You could just tell that the game is slowed down in their heads, you know what I mean, when they play, because they're just upperclassmen now. They've played for 5 years, so they'll be great leaders for us.
Yeah. Is it still going to kind of be competition between them to see who's point guard, or are they going to kind of keep switching on and off like they did last year? Or?
Oh, no. We're going to play, this year we're going to play 4 guards. So we never play anybody at one position. We're going to mix it up, and they can play together. We can put in Trinity, that's 3 point guards. We can put in Summer, that's 4 point guards. So we have a lot of guards on our team, and the way we're going to play is a lot different. When my first year I got here, we had 7 post players, so we had to really pound it inside, and now we got a lot more guards, and it's going to open up a lot, and we'll be able to, we're going to be able to do a lot of special things.
Coach, let's go over there to Brooks Austin.
Yeah, Coach, obviously the game has changed a lot in the last 20 years that you've been coaching, whether it be player acquisition or how the game's played entirely. But what's something about the game of basketball that hasn't changed, or your job in specific?
Defense. I think winning teams play defense, period. I mean, I don't know any college coach that won't say that. I think a lot of people only like to watch offense, but if you're going to win, you have to play defense, and I think that's kind of been our staple since I've been a head coach. But obviously offense gets fans, and 3-point shooting gets fans, and all those things, and it's fun to watch. But I think holding people down to 60 points or under is big.
Got a chip right here.
Coach, I can just only imagine that you're really excited to get started with this year, just considering how last year went. Can you just revisit kind of why last year happened and why you don't think it will this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think our first year, obviously I brought my culture in. So it was Diamond and Lish and Brittany and all my coaching staff. So coming in with that culture was big. Last year we kind of knew it was going to be a transition year when those 3 upperclassmen left for us. Obviously we had some injuries too, and Zoe hurt her knee and Savannah hurt her knee, so that didn't really help us. I think moving forward this year, like I said at the beginning, our culture's in, like it is in, and it's just, I can't even explain what the energy's like and the differences coming into practice every day. And I think everybody wants to win, and we're going to win by committee. It's not going to be just one person like it was, scoring was really jabbing. now we're really going to spread the floor and going to kind of win by committee. And that's fun. That's fun basketball.
We'll go back up to your right over here.
Got Coach up here. Kirby, Mike White, and other coaches, Wes Johnson, kind of talk about the grind of an SEC schedule. Obviously, SEC women's basketball. Just kind of talk about going up against the LSUs, the South Carolinas, the Tennessees of the world.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's why the SEC is probably the best conference in the country, and obviously, I don't know if you've seen us play much, but when we play those teams, we really give a heck of a game. We just don't back down from anybody. We don't worry about the name of the shirt. We just play the schedule, play one game at a time, and just go by that and try to enjoy every single game we play. I love the preseason because it's really going to get our young players ready. We'll play a lot of young players, and last year we played a lot of young players, so they're kind of used to playing. So I think those games, the ones you mentioned, I think that they get so hyped up for those games, you know what I mean? And I think defensively for us, when we play those kind of teams, they really struggle against our defense and our press and kind of how we play.
Go right here.
Hi, Coach. What stood out to you about Nia and Roxanne bringing you in through the portal?
Well, Roxanne's going to be super amazing for us. She's a phenomenal athlete. She's actually going to play the top of our press, which is awesome. Like, she can move, she's long, she's athletic, her basketball IQ is huge. She's obviously a fifth-year senior. I love those fifth-year seniors. I mean, there's no more fifth-year seniors. This is the last class. So she just brings a sense of toughness, her athleticism. She can score in many different ways. She's going to actually be the surprise to everybody, Roxanne is. And then Nia, we just needed another seasoned post player to come on the floor. And she has SEC experience too, so they're both really great additions for us.
Go John right here.
Coach, looking at the numbers from last year, one of the things that stood out was you averaged about the same number of field goals a game as your opponents, but the three-pointers was the big difference. They made back twice as many. Can you address that both ends of the floor, or do you think you'll shoot more threes this year as the game's going to go in that way?
Isn't it funny? I just said everybody likes three-point shooting. Yes, the answer is yes. Let's see. You want me to go down? Everybody on our team can pretty much shoot it. Obviously, Savannah and Damari will be our best shooters. The twins can definitely shoot threes. Believe it or not, Fatima can shoot some threes. So we're going to really space the floor out a lot this year. And I don't know, it would typically call the dribble drive offense, where we're spreading out. We got 4 guards and we really attack. So it's fun to watch practice because our guard, especially Trinity Turner, she can get anybody the ball at any spot on the floor. And obviously Savannah and Damari love playing with her because she finds them at the craziest times, and she opens them up a lot for threes. So she's hitting some threes. Obviously Damari's hitting threes. The twins, obviously they got to get used to this rigor of this, they're freshmen, so they can both hit threes. So we kind of recruited that way. So everybody will come to the games and see three-point shots.
Coach, what do you want to see from this group between now and the start of the season?
What do I want to see? I don't know. I've seen a lot. I want to see who's going to be, probably our dominant scorer. Who's gonna be somebody that we can rely on every single day to come in and get buckets. And that doesn't mean just taking pretty shots. That means, drawing fouls, getting to the foul line, hitting 1 or 2 threes, getting pull-up jumpers. I can score in multiple ways, getting steals out of the press, scoring. That's why Diamond Battles was so good for us. She could score in multiple ways. I know that's going to be big for Asia. Asia's going to have to step up. They're going to double team Asia a lot. Her 3 looks good too. So I just got to find out who's going to always be able to get us a bucket when we need a bucket. Or a basket. Buckets come to slang.
Any other questions for Coach A?
Last season you mentioned Damari finding the other aspect of her game besides just the three-point shooting, so how have you seen her emphasize that?
Yeah, I mean, she's super confident right now. I mean, it's funny because you said her at the point, and last year she played a little bit more of the 2, but every time for practice I'm like, get 5 people out, and she goes to the point, and I'm like, okay, Damari wants to play at the point, but I think she likes the ball in her hand. She played a lot of point in high school, but it's more her confidence that she's coming in with. If she has the ball in her hand at the point, she's going to get less shots on the wing. So I think she's really just trying to develop her game so everybody doesn't just think she's a three-point shooter. I know that Coach Valerio's worked a lot on her basketball IQ, and getting people the ball and all those kind of things. But her and Savannah are really going to space the floor for us. So it's going to help people like Asia and Trinity and the twins go downhill and create and kick and dump to our post players. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
One last question. Obviously, SEC women's basketball is what it is. Now you have Texas and Oklahoma coming into the equation, and the whole thing, you're always, you're trying to climb that ladder and bust through. So can you kind of handicap the SEC, and do you feel like that you guys are making some headway in that regard?
Yeah, obviously, Vic Schaefer's no stranger to the SEC, being at Mississippi State. So, obviously, he's got his team going. The Oklahoma head coach, this is her, I think, second year, third year? I don't know what it is. But, I think the SEC is just such a really, great conference. And I think it's going to really help women's basketball in terms of bringing those two teams in, because just their everybody sees them and knows them, and I think what's going to happen here in the SEC is that before I came to Georgia, I usually coached in programs that you had to win the whole thing in order to get to the NCAA tournament. That was pressure, right? And then last year and these years before, like we're getting eight teams in, maybe we'll get 9 teams in, maybe we'll get 10 teams in. Bringing those 2 teams in, our net's going to be super high with those teams, and so obviously we just got to take one game at a time. That's why I keep saying that. We just got to take one game at a time, and we're going to surprise some people, beat some people, try to really have a home court advantage, and just worry about those teams when they come in. I think we only played Texas once this year, and we got them at home, I think. Yeah. So that's good. Those are going to be big games for us, and I think Oklahoma. We go to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we go to Oklahoma. Obviously, I know those coaches, but I think bringing those 2 teams into the whole conference, not just women's basketball, men's basketball, is just going to really help our net and the NCAA tournament and get more teams in.
Anything else for Coach A? All right, thank you guys. Thanks for